All right, so I'm going to show 3 ways to update parenting. And actually, this is 3 ways to update any attribute across any listing. I'm going to start at the easiest, most simple, and go up from there. So what we're going to do, we're just going to pick one of our shark shoes. We're going to go to this child 14. And before that, I'm going to grab the SKU for this parent, because we're going to use the variation for it. Okay, and you're going to come down here, and to change parentage on a listing, you're just going to put the parent SKU in there, make sure that this variation theme matches with the parent variation theme, and hit update, right? So if this was a standalone, and this was all blank, sorry about that, that was standalone and it was all blank, then you would just go down here and make it a child and select the parent, select the theme, variation theme. If you want it on the flip side, if you wanted to free this and put it in its own, you would just delete all this stuff and then hit update. And this would actually remove it out, make it its own free listing. So, and if you come into a listing that's like this and you want to get it on, right? So child, boom, boom, boom. Make sure you're using the right themes. You probably, if you've got older listings, you probably have some of these deprecated themes. All the valid ones are at the top. So make sure you switch those and the parent. Okay, so that's the easiest way. Way number 2 is in bulk edit. So let's say we're going to do a few at a time. We want to move these over. Let's move these 4 over. Bulk edit is good for, between anywhere from like 4 to 50, right? That's really, it can go beyond that. It can do hundreds, but I'll show you a better way if you're going to do hundreds or thousands at a time next. So, and then what are we going to do? So for parents, variation, okay, so we need a few things. We need a variation theme, and we need the child SKU relationship type. Okay, so those are the things we need to update variations if we're doing the bulk edit, those fields. And remember those fields, because it's going to be the same in the next step. So you can see here, we've got the SKUs we selected. We've got the size color. You can see one of these is deprecated. So I'm just going to copy this across it. You make this a variation. Oh, well, I did the wrong one. And then you want to make this, let's make them all under that. And then you would just hit update listings, and this would go through, go into the activity log. Now, let's say you've got 5,000 or 1,000 or 500. We're going to use the upload. And to get the file to upload, you can do a few things. You can just export your listings, which gives you a huge spreadsheet of all your product types. Just go make that spreadsheet how you want it, right? So let's say we're in shoes here. Just make a new spreadsheet or a new tab, because you don't need this whole thing if you're only updating variations. You just need a couple fields, a couple columns. You need your SKU column or your ASIN, depending on which one you want. Let's go SKU. And then you need your parentage ones, right? So go make the spreadsheet how you want. And then you go to upload. Let's upload that file. Let's map the first column. Actually, boom, SKU. And of course, that was like a sample one. How about this? Let's try to find, there we go. Sweet. Okay. So let's map. There we go. So you're going to look for all these parent and variation columns, right? We're going to do that. We're going to map that. Boom. Parent relationship type. We're going to map that. We're going to map What else? We're going to map the parent SKU. Boom. Right, and that's the reason I start at the singular. Like if you're only doing 5, this takes a lot longer, right? But if you're doing 5,000, it's worth it to do this. Even if you're doing 500 or 100, probably worth it to do this one time. Variation. No, parentage level. Boom. Right, so we've got our stuff down here. And now it's pulling from our spreadsheet, right? And if you did want to edit it, yeah, you can click in there and you can update it to what you want. And then after it's exactly what you want, like so you can do a quick scan based on your CSV. Oh, wait, I actually have to change that one cell. Okay, you can go change it, right? Boom. And then hit update your listings. That's the way to do it. Once you hit update, so you're going to get these for each of the SKUs. So it sends it to Amazon, you get an accepted, and then what's happening now is our reflecting engine is checking every 5 minutes for 24 hours. And if it goes through, you're going to get it changes live on successful, on Amazon, update successful. If it's not successful, let's say after 24 hours, something's just broken on that SKU, you're going to get, let's look for it. You're going to get one of these. Amazon didn't apply your changes. You tried to update the parent. It didn't change. Click this button. It's going to generate you an AI case. So it's going to actually like see what you were trying to do. And then it's going to write you a case and it's going to link you to Amazon Help and you'll be able to paste it in there and get a resolution. So 3 ways to update variations using the manual, one-off edit listing, using the bulk edit, and using the upload. Hope that is helpful. Thanks.